Hey YouTube, it's Cecilia Lane here. So, what is going on in Cecilia Laneville? What's been going on? I guess a lot has been going on. I have been working on my website. I've been working on my agreement with Chef Stu and his assistant, and on the concept for the new DBA of WLS Success called Totally Out of the Box. Love it. Anyway, so I've been working on that. Um, I am on day 6 of my cleanse, trying to clean it out. Uh, it's been okay, other than like the horse pills and going to the bathroom a little more often than I'm used to. um, it has not been explosive or anything like that. It's been just kind of normal, really easy bathroom going. I think that's because of what's in the pills that I take, the horse pills. And when I say they're horse pills, I mean those Mama Jammas are huge. I can swallow 5-6 pills at one time. I have trouble swallowing just one of these at a time. It's so bad. So bad. And I feel like a novice. I have to stick the pill at the back of my throat before I swallow it and drink something. It's rough. And I have to do 4 of them twice a day, so 8 total. But I'm hanging in there, I'm doing it, and it feels good. I also stopped drinking any alcohol when I started this, and that's been feeling really great. It's always fantastic to quit drinking alcohol and see a little change on the scale for that. So right now I'm at like 194. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, so pretty excited about having lost a pound. Just goes to show drinking is bad. Sugar is bad. um, yeah, so I'm feeling good. Well, about 2 days into it, for about 3 days, I had horrible pain on my lower right side. And I know it was because those pills trying to clean out all the nastiness in my system. Um, so I felt bad for the pills more than I felt for me and how miserable I was kind of feeling. But today I feel great. I have no pain. I feel flushed and clean, like everything's coming out. And I feel like I'm on my way. Cannot begin to express how excited I am that my surgery is on the 12th, and my husband has booked his flight too. And so we are both taking off and going from the 9th to the 16th together um, to Tijuana. And I'm having the surgery and I'm so excited, and I keep thinking about all my awesome clothes that I'm gonna be able to wear again, and I have to resist going up to my closet and like throwing myself on all my old clothes and surrounding myself with them and just wallowing in their wonderfulness and my excitement that in a few months I will be back into them. So, um, that's really like a sidebar, that excitement stuff. But that's just like the simple, extra simple little things that you get to look forward to. Um, the biggest things, obviously, are feeling like me again and feeling comfortable in my body again and comfortably showering again and being able to walk around in a dress without my legs, each leg fighting the other leg for space. Yeah, that's gonna be really nice. Just being comfortable again and not feeling in my own way again, which is how I feel. Uh, and feeling like I'm able to present myself as me and not all this extra me that I feel like is distracting from who I am inside. So I want to look on the outside the way I feel on the inside. And right now things are so mismatched and it's really frustrating. Something interesting is a friend of mine asked me the other day, and she's a newer friend, so not surprising that she asked this question, but she said, why can't you just go ahead and do it the normal way, exercise and everything? It's sometimes it's feels like it's difficult to articulate what it's like to be in a kind of body and system that fights at every turn, every attempt to lose weight. Um, and, I was speaking with my friend Franna from YouTube. Hi, Franna. And we were talking about this conversation that I had had and how I had responded, in all honesty, that nothing's ever worked for me for any length of time except the surgery. Nothing. I have never been successful in losing weight. I'm not one of those people who, has lost 100 pounds before from dieting, lost all my weight before from dieting and exercise. I mean, I've lost like maybe 20, 30 pounds. What are you talking about? We all know 20, 30 pounds on somebody who weighs 220 pounds is not a huge loss in terms of how you look and feel, etc. I told her something that the last 6 years post-op have really taught me is it is important for me and okay for me, beneficial for me even, to recognize where I come up short, where I know that I'm not strong, and instead incorporate and utilize tools from my external, from what's surrounding me, to assist me in helping to balance that out. Because we don't have to live with our faults. We just have to not hate ourselves for them. And when I say that, I mean the faults aren't going to go away. If you have a problem being on time, that's not going to go away. But if you enter every calendar event and doctor's appointment and everything into your calendar at least 30 minutes, if not an hour, depending on how bad you are with the time stuff, hour earlier than when the event actually is, I promise you, you will start to be on time. And not because you've changed the fact that you're an untimely person, but just because you forget what time that actual event is and you end up being there when you should have arrived had you been a timely person. So, in other words, the tools, they don't eliminate the fact that nobody's perfect and everybody has some shortcomings. It doesn't eliminate those shortcomings. The tools help balance out those shortcomings so that they don't impact your life so negatively, so that you don't end up fired from your job and losing great opportunities because you didn't make it to the meeting, or missing out on something because you didn't get there on time, and now that boat has sailed, literally and or figuratively. So that's kind of my view on it. I feel like I know myself. I'm 43. Love the 40s. Yay. 43, and I'm 6 years post-op now, and I've learned so much about myself. I've learned how to love myself. And it's not that I don't still make mistakes and get disappointed in myself about those mistakes, but I'm not constantly in my own head telling myself how horrible I am for those mistakes and turning that into that this means I'm a terrible, horrible person. That's not what it means to me anymore. I just made a mistake. I'm a good person who's trying and working hard to be better every day. And I don't need to achieve perfection. I just need to achieve constant improvement. Just being consistent about trying to improve myself every single day, make each day better than the last. And that means that day too, not looking to tomorrow and the next day, but staying in today and being happy with today and doing just a few things, that better my life, better the life of others, and help round me out as a person and make me truly happy. So that's it, YouTube. I don't really have anything else to say. Um, I don't want to dwell on the service, so I'm not going to go into that. Just say it was really hard, and I really appreciate everybody's kind words. I can't tell y'all how much it meant, not just to myself, but to my family and everyone. And I guess the last thing I want to just make a quick note of is, what's going on with this issue of racial disparity. Um, and two things that I really want to say about that um, is that number one, I think for me, the hashtag Black Lives Matter does not denote or attempt exclusion. It's not about excluding others. It's about a call to action that will hopefully remind people that black people should be included, and that's how we get to all lives matter. And I also want to say violence is not ever the way to handle any kind of disagreement, discord, differences of, you know, opinion in life. That's not how we get to resolution. And I know talking is really challenging. It takes a lot of work. I'm married, been with my husband for 20 years, so I know this. And I know that a lot of times it's easier just to react and say hurtful things and throw out hurtful words or hurt people physically. But that's not the way to do things. I know I've said before, and I believe this wholeheartedly, that people who are happy, they want everybody else to be happy. And they don't want anybody to feel the pain that they've had to feel. They don't want anybody else to have to go through horrible things. And they certainly don't want unhappy people to continue to be happy. They want everybody to be happy. And unhappy people, unfortunately, tend to be the inverse of that and like to share that unhappiness. Like they don't want to be alone in their unhappiness or whatever. I don't know. But I think we all need to recognize, that it's through love and happiness and kindness and working together and communicating that we get to resolution. Saying mean things and hurting people, it's not how we're going to get there. So I'm going to be praying for all the people who've been hurt by what's transpired over the last couple of months, and also praying for the people who are unhappy and confused about then how to address what's been done, and resolve the situation. Because I know, all of them need our prayers. And everybody is hurting. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. All right, YouTube. You can find me on Instagram, Cecilia Lane. On my Fitness Pal, Cecilia Lane 73. Although I haven't logged in and entered anything much lately. Sorry. Also, my Facebook is Cecilia Brown Lane, if you want to check me out there. And my website is WLSSuccesswithCeciliaLane.com. All right, I hope everybody has a blessed day, and I hope anybody who's sad and unhappy has a bright, happy future ahead of them. Later, YouTube.